Just so you know, for the first time in a long time, I swiped right on Tinder. And it was so long that Tinder congratulated me. "10-Year Reunion" by Daniel Oliver. I did something today. Something I didn't think I would do as recently as 1 month ago. Something I told myself would be a waste of time, a waste of money, and a waste of a Saturday evening better spent getting hammered on a shitty bottle of red wine while singing the Friends theme song into my 7-slice of pizza. Clearly, my Saturday nights are lit as fuck. I bought a ticket to my 10-year high school reunion. I'm not entirely sure why I did it. Maybe because somewhere in the back of my mind, I had an urge to talk to the people I saw almost every day for the better part of 4 years. Or maybe because the reunion is being held at a brewery, and I'm a raging alcoholic. Who knows? It could be either way. What I can say for certain is that if it's an open bar, there's a solid chance that by the end of the night, I'm going to end up dancing like a buffoon, which will be a lot like prom night. Or naked, which will be nothing like prom night. I can also say that I'm kind of excited. I mean, generally speaking, I like the people I went to high school with. You know, there are some exceptions, naturally. I won't name names. And I certainly won't do anything super childish if those particular asshats decide to make an appearance. I want to say now that if one of them finds a steaming hot pile of shit on the hood of their car, I have no idea how it got there. Anyway, while I tolerate some of the people I went to high school with, I'm unconvinced that a big old catching up party is necessary. It's 2017, and things are different now. We live in an age where everyone has self-publishing tools and the ability to update the world about their lives whenever they want. Sadly, very few have the ability to string together more than 2 sentences without making it look like a dog typed it out for them. But the point remains. I already know you're married. I've already seen pictures of your kids. I already know how much you hate Trump and or Hillary. And no, for the last fucking time, I'm not interested in buying a body wrap. What I'm saying is that nobody actually needs to meet up since everyone is either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Shit, there was even that one girl who ran away sophomore year to become an actress and wound up on Pornhub. Back in the day, 10-year reunions were about seeing where other people stood after a decade and more or less using them as a measuring stick for your own accomplishments. Or if you're that Pornhub girl, lack thereof. Granted, for some people, 10-year reunions are kind of like going to Walmart and realizing your life could have been way worse. That you could be 200 pounds overweight and have a handful of annoying kids who suck at sports. And for other people, 10-year reunions are the kind of like going to Nordstrom's and realizing that your life is in fucking shambles. That you are a total failure, that you will never be able to afford a piece of furniture or clothing without a picture of Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the front of it. But now the dynamic has changed, and 10-year reunions are no longer about measuring yourself against others. No, it's about measuring your past self with your current self. When it comes to where I stand now versus where I stood a decade ago, there is a vast difference. I mean, my past self had no clue what he wanted to do after high school. But he had some ideas. First, he tried pursuing a career as a videographer. Why? I didn't pronounce that correctly, actually. Why? He had no fucking idea. The pay was low, the work is hard, the highest level of success he could probably cheese was filming that same Pornhub girl getting service by a pizza delivery guy. Giving his general distaste for sweaty genitals and suppressed shame, he opted out of that particular career path. Next, he briefly considered firefighting, and then just as quickly unconsidered it. He was too much of a pussy. And he couldn't face down a bee without collapsing into hysterics. I want to introduce you to the first writer. Let alone face down an entire building that was on fucking fire. A few other ideas came and went, but ultimately he decided that law school was what he needed to do to avoid a lifelong career of turning tricks behind a big lots in exchange for tacos. Which is where he finds himself now. Law student by day, aspiring dick and fart joke writer by night. It's not bad. It's not a bad spot to end up 10 years later, but I wish I could tell that 18-year-old version of me some things about his future, a few precautionary warnings that would make his life then and preceding decade a little easier. It's not just about the career path. It's about life and aging in general. If I could, I would warn him about how much his diet was going to change. I'd tell him by his 19th birthday, he is no longer able to annihilate multiple cheeseburgers in one sitting without consequences. The decline of tolerance for shitty food will closely mirror the incline of his monthly toilet paper. I would tell him at some point in his mid-20s, his metabolism and self-restraint will carry out an apparent murder-suicide pact. He will get fat, and then he will get fatter. He'll stop buying tubes of Pringles and instead buy tubes of Preparation H. I'd feel obligated to apologize for the cruelty of the universe, but no, that won't soften the emotional blur that he'll get from learning that eventually we all get hemorrhoids. They will hurt. They will itch. Prepare your anus. I would also like to talk to him about his education. Take that 18-year-old dope by the shoulders and implore him to go straight to college. Don't wait 4 years after high school like a fucking idiot. He doesn't want to be that creep who flirts with girls too young to know about Helga's tacky, incredibly rapey fixation with Arnold. Nickelodeon, teaching kids that being a total fucking creep is completely normal since 1995. I'd feel compelled to warn him about other pitfalls he'll face in his future. That his joints will start to ache, that his cynicism will blossom, and about how this new thing called EDM music will make him want to slam his face down the business end of a screwdriver. Next, I tell him about all the lessons he'd have to learn the hard way. And no matter how hard he tries, not everyone will like him. And no matter how hard he works, not everyone is going to think he's funny. And no matter how he tries to make sense of it, he'll never understand why it's perfectly normal for a toddler to walk around with no pants on, but when he does it, he's scaring the children and needs to leave Chipotle. Stupid double standards. Anyway, I would save the best piece of advice for last. I tell him that his 20s will be fraught with obstacles that will sour his disposition. You'll meet some people that'll make him question his faith in humanity. But then you'll meet some people who will restore it. There will be old friendships that will sputter and fade. There will be old friendships that will remain as strong as ever, despite not seeing each other as much as you used to, or like to. He'll grow and he'll learn. And even though 10 years will eventually come to separate him from high school, he'll never forget the great times he had. Or the girl who laughed in his face when he asked her out freshman year. How's that third divorce and job at Arby's working out for you? Hold back. Thank you very much.